It's the gift that keeps giving. Shout out to Mastar. I'm going to try my best to not burn any bridges. But you know what the best way to start off this kind of video is? To burn a bridge. This, I think, is the base. Basically, if we reduce all the arguments down, I think this is the essence of the whole argument of unnecessary criticism for a free product for artists, right? And if you don't understand the context of this meme, it's stemming from this. A lot of people have been telling me to watch Mastar's video and talk about his talking points. And it's all about, why are you criticizing a fan passion project when you have no money in the game, right? I think that's the main talking points that a lot of people are talking about. And the creators themselves are also literally like acknowledging, right? They're literally saying, thank you for the constructive criticism. We're going to use it to be better. And that's why I really wanted to ask the animator himself, Smiley, that like, of course I'm putting him on the spot. Like, what do you think he's gonna do? He liked the tweet, like, but do you really think that he's gonna go in and explain that, oh yeah, we love the criticism, or no, we don't like the criticism, right? And that's why right now it feels a bit like this. I made another tweet. Of course I'm tweeting, but right over here, right? Ignore the bulk of this, but right over here, right? The only person's opinion that matters, I think, is Omaru Animation's team and their, like, what they want from this, right? A bunch of people getting triggered on the behalf of other people, it feels very reductive. We have acknowledged that the criticism is respectful. Now the boiling point is do we even deserve to give criticism, right? So again, it feels like unless they're having like a gun pointed at their head, right? Every video I make has their team engaging in the comments, acknowledging the criticism. Either they have a gun pointed at their heads, too afraid of the Sakugatar backlash, or they give consent, and which again points to this meme here. But I genuinely love to like understand where Mastar is coming from. I think that him, me, and everyone else involved in this drama, we love the fan animation. We love One Punch Man. We should be celebrating together rather than trying to bring each other down. But of course, there's going to be discourse whenever things happen online, right? So again, all the passion and heated moments, it comes from a place of love. And I hope that we can use this engagement, right, to drive traffic towards Omaru Animation and them. Definitely going to be crediting this video. Please check out the pinned comments. But hey, here we go. Nobody cares about your criticism. Let's hear it.
All this hate for AI, everybody's talking about AI art stealing all the artist jobs, and then you have a team actually create something with no AI, and you guys still shit on it. You guys are just shitting on everything. And
if there are people that actually shit on the animation, go fuck yourself. If you're coming in here with actual understanding of animation and you want to give them proper feedback because you know what you're doing, then I think that's fair game, right? Anybody that is pretending to give criticism, but you're just hating or you're being snobby, genuinely go fuck yourself is where I'm with this.
it sucks. It makes everybody's life suck. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Why don't we start encouraging people and being nicer to each other? Like, it's really easy, actually. Oh, we are in deep trouble, boys.
Woo,
what
here we go.
What are we gonna do with the anime community?
Anime community. And it's fucking like 5 Sakugatards on Twitter. Come on now. This is not an anime community issue. Everybody loved this shit. Then there's sweaty Sakugatards that are so deep into animation that they want to provide their insight. This is a crazy generalization.
We've lost the plot. We're criticizing fan animations now. So yesterday I reacted to this amazing fan animation, a community project just by One Punch Man fans, pretty much just amateurs who joined together to try and make something fun. They're fans of Sakuga, they're fans of like the WebGen animators, the Fast Speed, Yutaka Nakamura, Vincent Chansard, and the
He knows his shit.
And so they just gathered together as friends and made something fun. And they published it on YouTube. They didn't say that like it was amazing or that they're great. They didn't ask for criticism. They're just like, hey guys, we worked on a project together. Here it is if you want to watch it.
Yeah. Of course they're not asking for criticism, but when you put your stuff online, it's going to get criticized. It doesn't matter if it's a fan passion project or not. People are going to say their mind. That's how it works online. And if you can't take the criticism, get off the fucking internet is what Nicholas Light said one time, right? You can't take the fucking criticism, get off the fucking internet. But that's a different context, right? I really want to approach this like monetization aspect of it. The fact that that is something different where we're paying for One Punch Man. I mean, you're paying for the services, Crunchyroll, whatever, and you're watching it there. Therefore, you have skin in the game, and therefore, criticism there is valid. This may be a completely different context than something I want to explore.
And so I shared it on my X and it blew up,
Yeah.
got several million views. I don't know why. Sometimes like when I share things, it gets no views and sometimes they completely blow up. I really don't understand X's algorithm, but in any case,
it's a viral topic. It's trending. Your content revolves around One Punch Man as well. It hits with your audience. It's trending. It's viral. You make a post off of that. Of course it's going to hit. Other stuff with personal life, whatever, sharing your... That's not going to hit, right? It does make a lot of sense. Just trendy viral topic with controversy.
because this video clip was blowing up, a very large portion of the anime community decided to jump in and give their feedback and criticism. A very large portion
of the anime community? Are you fucking serious? Maybe I'm out of touch, but again, it feels like there's like 6 Sakugatards that are kind of in there. But there are a lot of people that, again, are like writing Chromafire's tweets. I think I saw how many? Like 30,000 something engagement, right? So actually, in that context, yeah, there's a lot of people that actually do agree with Chromafire's take on that, even though there is a limited amount of Sakugatards that's actually providing that information.
Of the anime community decided to jump in and give their feedback and criticism about this fan animation. And this started an entire controversy because it's like, well, why the hell are you criticizing fan animations? And then people are like, well, why can't I criticize it?
Let's hear it.
If you're putting your art on the internet, it's open to criticism.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but it's just stupid.
And that's it. So whether you like it or not, like literally, like a part of me is like, are people just being a bunch of sensitive pussies? Like genuinely, is this a bunch of fucking bitch-made like boys being like, oh my god, the criticism is something so mean? I really want to be respectful about this, but the more I think about it, it's just like, is the criticism that big? And if you claim that it's not a big deal, then who cares if a couple of Sakugatards are mentioning it, because it's getting a lot of traffic and engagement, right? I just want to understand this entitlement of, it's stupid to give criticism to fan animation versus you're paying for something, therefore you can.
So dumb to criticize a fan animation when they're not asking for it and they made it for free. It doesn't make any sense.
It feels off-putting. It feels like you're being an asshole. You're being rude about it, right? Because criticism feels like hate. I think that if you criticize something, it's actually proof that like you are worthy. Your talent and the product that you put out, no matter if it was a fun hobby passion project, even better, it was a unprofessional amateur work of passion project, and it was so fucking good that industry experts, I don't know if that's right to say industry experts, Evakoi made a comment about it, but the Twitter Sakuga people trying to deliver it to the next height in the form of respectful, constructive criticism, I feel like is valid. If there was genuine hate and vitriol saying this is fucking garbage, it's slop, this is the reason why professional animators, you know, are getting replaced by a bunch of, you know, fan animators who are getting carried by this Unga Bunga people, basically this tweet, right? I went in and I made this crazy fucking tweet yesterday. Not this one. This one, right? Like basically, if you read the body of this tweet, I want to really exaggerate the type of hateful shit that apparently people are claiming to say. Good Lord, why are y'all so freaking harsh? And it's probably pretentious, literally giving the most lukewarm, mild, just constructive, respectful criticism. Harsh. You want to see harsh? I will show you with retardation what it really looks like to be harsh, right? So I personally haven't seen all of the feedback online. I'm sure there are hateful people. And again, I don't agree with that. Those people can go fuck themselves. They have no place in this. I'm just working through the context of the Sakugatars that are being respectful.
I'm going to give you some analogies so you can understand why.
Analogies!
Say you're hungry.
I'm hungry.
You're outside and you're hungry and you're
like, I'm
hungry. And I walk over and I'm like, hey, here's a pizza.
Okay.
For free.
Free!
It. Now you take a bite of that pizza.
Yeah.
And you look me dead in the eye and you say,
it's fucking trash. Was it a good pizza or bad pizza?
Hey, it could be better. Bitch! No, first we have...
You know what? Justified. Yeah, what the I gave you bum, you hungry, I saved your ass. Homeless ass motherfucker, you trying to criticize my pizza, the fuck? Yeah, I get that. But let me talk to you about this example, right? the context of this relationship right now of hungry guy and pizza, what if the pizza maker was an entrepreneur sampling his new pizza? He wants to make it big. He's an amateur that wants to get into New York pizza business, man. And he's testing his pizza to homeless people on the streets, and they say it could be better. And you know what? The homeless person actually was somebody that understands pizza. He's a connoisseur, and he provided explicit, detailed advice on how your pizza could be better. In this relationship that I'm painting, I'm trying to basically change the analogy from this reduced version of a homeless guy and a free guy pizza giver to an artisan, an artist that is trying to hone in on their craft and getting constructive feedback. Even if it was a free sample, a true entrepreneur would take that advice, feedback, and grind and make their product better to be the best as they can. When I think about Omaru Animation and them, are they just a random people that's just making this shit for fun? Yes. Do you think they care about animation? Yes. Do you think that they intentionally released this at this prime opportune time with all the One Punch Man controversy and to ride off of that? Of course they would. It's smart business. And they, I think, would want to get better, right? They have this aspiring passion. Yes, it's a bunch of friends having fun, but to say that they're treating this as a hobby and not seriously, I think is something that I'm not interpreting. I'm assuming that's how they feel. So if you have this, again, artisan mindset of wanting to be better, then yes, the homeless guy who was a pizza connoisseur is saying, hey man, this is the way that you can do it. And to take that feedback and to improve it, that's how you get better. So this pizza analogy, yeah, it sounds funny and it makes sense to a lot of people that are just listening without thinking. But when you really think about the type of relationship that is with the fan animators and the critics, right? Does this pizza analogy actually make sense? I find it difficult to accept that.
Have to understand, why do we criticize things? The number one reason we criticize things is because it costs money, and we want to know the criticism. Basically, we want to know the reviews so we know whether or not it's worth spending the money on it.
This is, I think, the crux of the main argument point, right? This is all it boils down to. Why do we criticize? Because money is involved. If you buy a video game and the video game is bad, you want to let other people know it's fucking bad. Don't buy it, right? Buyers beware, right? So it saves other people time and money. Even a free demo though, right? Like I played a free demo for a game. It was bad. I give criticism. I tell people, hey, don't do this shit. I give it a review, right? I don't understand why Mastar has this like hard, rigid way of thinking where such an arbitrary law where it has to be money involved or not is such a big deal. To me, it doesn't matter if you have money involved. I do agree that if money's involved, you could be even more critical about it compared to a fan animation project. But to say that no one is allowed to criticize something because it's a free product, I mean, shit, what are we doing right now? I'm criticizing him off of a YouTube video. Based off that principle, like, what are you talking about, right? I'm watching this shit for free and I'm telling him and I'm criticizing. It's just, when you put your shit out there, doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your intent is, you're gonna get criticism. And then it has to do with, well, it's kind of mean and you have no right to do so. And again, at that point, it comes down to this. I only care about what the actual artists think. My opinion doesn't fucking matter. Mastar's opinion doesn't fucking matter. I care about what Smiley thinks. What does Smiley and Omaru Animation think about this? And based on, again, their overall impressions and engagement, I go back to this image, right? I go back to this image of, well, shit. Who am I to speak on behalf of Omaru Animations? Do they have a gun pointed to their head where they're afraid that they're going to say, oh, fuck this criticism, I hate it? I don't know, right? That's why I'm just trying to cover this in a very unbiased way, trying to understand where people are coming from and just waiting on this response. But again, it's putting them on the spot and I don't think they're going to come out and say anything. Instead, again, let's just ride this controversy and drive the traffic to their team.
Or if it's a property that we've already spent money.
Yeah, there's the argument that, like, you know, time is money, money is time. I spent my time watching it. It could have been something else. Therefore, your argument is moot. Again, I find this argumentation here very weak.
So we know whether or not it's worth spending the money on it. Or if it's a property that we've already spent money on, criticism's okay because we want to continue spending money on it. We're your fan base. Yeah. Hopefully you'd listen to us as customers. But the difference here is that this is free. It's completely free. Like, you're not paying for anything.
Yeah.
You chose to watch it with your time. The only reason that people criticize everything online is because of the anonymity. But in particular, the reason why people criticize this video in particular is because it was getting popular.
I do agree with this 100%. I think I said it on my tweet here too, right? I think that I mentioned here in this overall tweet, right? I do think that there are people using this controversy as an opportunity to farm engagement. Mastar too. Myself too. Of course, the way that we go on doing this is a bit different compared to some of the actual haters and then the schizo that's shitting on them. But yeah, don't get it twisted. Chromafire knows what he's doing. Everybody is riding on this because it's trending right now. Yes, absolutely.
The same people who say that I'm allowed to criticize anything don't criticize everything. They selectively criticize what's getting popular because...
Yeah, because again, right? What do you want me to do? Write a thinking piece about every single form of media that exists? Of course they're going to selectively pick on this. So once we get over the fact that people are making content for the sake of content and engagement, let's look at the outcome. What was the outcome? Were people being hateful or was it respectful criticism?
Because they're trying to ride off the views. So everybody's criticizing the use of impact frames. That's what these guys like.
Yeah.
They like impact frames.
I like it too.
Web gen animators. They love that shit.
Yeah.
They're not making this for you. They're making it with each other for fun.
Yeah.
And anybody who enjoys it is free to watch it.
And anybody that felt like it could have had an improvement is free to make a criticism about it. To censor ideas and speech based off of your feelings because your money is not involved. I mean, what do you want Chromafire to do? Should he donate $1? Should he send a super chat onto Omaru Animation's video and then can he criticize? I just don't understand where this like entitlement of like, because it's free. No, like, for example, let's just apply to my content. My videos are free to watch on YouTube. I get retards coming in backstating me on how to make reaction content. And I look at those comments and criticism. I say, you're fucking stupid. You have no idea of how content creation works. Shut the fuck up. This is not a Q&A session. This is the lecture when I'm giving you like this statistical analysis of the YouTube algorithm. But every once in a while, there is a comment that actually does make sense. In fact, the entire reason that these pausing reactions started is because of a free consumer who wanted my content to be better, that understood a pain point and criticized saying, you're missing everything when talking over these shows. You do better than others because you're very sweaty, but I think you could get your thoughts across way better if you paused and talked about it and rewinded and played. That is criticism coming from a free person who enjoys my content. It is an exact one-to-one scenario here. I took it and it worked out good to me. It changed everything, to be honest. I don't understand this argumentation, this entitlement.
Somehow, people started to think that everything has to revolve around them. Like, this seems more to me like your feeling of insecurity and shortcoming. You're pushing off to a group who actually did very well.
I do believe that there are people who are wannabe animators that have Sakuga knowledge that wants to shit on them and be elitist. Yeah. But the people that I covered, even if they felt that way, again, the intent doesn't matter. What was the actual outcome? Constructive criticism, specifically detailing what they could have improved on in terms of storyboarding and direction to make these impact frames actually significant rather than spamming at every millisecond, right? So again, right, like, where are we going with this?
Everybody criticizes and everybody says a different thing.
Yeah, these people, fuck them, right? Right over here, again, this is so ass, bro. Like, fuck you. This is unnecessary.
One comment will say, this is amazing, the best thing I've ever seen. And the very next comment is, this is the worst dog shit I've ever seen.
Rage baiting, impression farming on Twitter. Absolutely. Fuck this guy.
And it's like that. I've been getting that for 10 years, dude. As someone who's been on the internet getting criticized for 10 years, I can tell you that it's like every other comment says something different. It's impossible to listen to everyone. Okay, like literally.
Okay.
So eventually you just have to get to a point where you judge how good it is based on the views. Like you cannot read all of this dog shit, especially when 99.99% of it is from people that have literally no idea what they're talking about.
Sure.
They've picked up a pen, maybe they drew a picture.
No one's saying it's bad. It's really good. They're just saying it could be even better. You don't have to take it. Sure, okay, sure.
Once, and they're like, yeah, I'm an animator, I can do that. And in fact, look at this comment, dude. I don't even know if this was rage bait, but the guy's like, you think that's impressive? I don't even know how to animate. I could learn how to do that in a month. Like,
come on. That's like Nicholas Light. tweeting at Tecto and saying, let's go learn how to animate in a single month. We'll be better than JC Stab 1 point spend season 3, right? Come on, you're not taking this shit seriously, are you?
Like, this level of ignorance is what we're dealing with here now in the anime community. It's very similar with voice acting and animation. It's one of these weird...
Everybody wants the backseat. Everybody wants to take an advantage of a trend and make their voice be heard. Yeah, that's how it works online.
Weird things where people observe it and they automatically, subliminally, for some reason, think that it's easy to produce. Like, even voice acting. Voice acting is something that, like, seemingly everybody feels like they can do for some reason, but it is...
Then just go and voice act. It's the same thing, content creation. You're a lazy reaction channel. I bet I could do it. Go ahead, try it. Turn the fucking webcam on and go fucking react to anime. Let's see if you get views. I have a playlist that teaches you how to actually do it step by step. If you can't even follow that, shut the fuck up. Everybody just wants a backseat. That's it. What does this have to do with the Sakugatards, though?
A craft that takes a very long time and a lot of practice in order to hone and perfect. Voice acting is a craft. Animation is an extremely difficult craft.
And that's why the constructive criticism to hone in on the art is necessary if you want to be the best of the best. You acknowledge that, like, this pursuit of animation is not just simple stuff. It takes a lot of effort. Yeah, it's a fan project. It's still gonna get criticism. And criticism, the ones that I've seen, they want this shit to be even better. To hone in on the art, to get rid of your ego, and to accept, and to be able to filter out the bullshit to the real advice, and to take your talent to the next stage, that's what real artists do. To be sensitive about criticism because it's a fan animation project and cry about it, I feel like is what a loser does. Again, I just don't understand this entitlement of you don't have money in the game, therefore whatever you say is invalid. What about the words and the ideas? Let's talk about that.
Probably one of the most difficult in the world, honestly. Like, to make really good anime style animation, I believe is one of the most artistically beautiful mediums ever created. Because
get a real fucking job. Reacting to videos, reacting to animation that other people worked on, and just like pumping out slob is the hardest thing you could do. I have the hardest job. You have no idea. These out of touch fucking normies, bro, trying to fucking backseat content creators like me, react content creators. Come on, bro. Get a fucking grip.
One of the most artistically beautiful mediums ever created, because it's so unimaginably difficult. Working on these tiny little pixels, 24 frames a second, it would make their brain explode trying to...
Yeah, he's also, makes fan animations himself, right? Like, again, he knows more about animation than I could ever know.
Work on it for 2 days straight. They would crash and burn and break. But all of a sudden they're an expert because they tried to draw something once. They tried to animate something once. And they believe that gives them the clout necessary to criticize things that they could never in their wildest dreams even come half as close to as making.
So here's the thing, right? Oh man, should we go back to the restaurant analogy? Should we go to the restaurant analogy of like, it's actually funny that a lot of Nicholas Light talking points kind of applies here. So I'm a stupid ass idiot that knows nothing about culinary chef stuff. I don't know about food, but I'm a food enjoyer. I ate it. I tell the chef, it could be better. This idea that just because you're not an expert in something, you can't criticize, I think is also weak argumentation. Now, probably less likely you're gonna know what you're fucking talking about, right? It feels weird when you're getting backseat by people that don't even know what they're doing, right? And I think that I would add on to Mastar here and add in that you claim that these haters backseating have even tried the animation. I bet some of them have never even. I bet they're just on Sakugaburu, memorizing clips and animation techniques, pretending to be better than others. Yeah, I bet they exist. I agree with you.
I think this is really like a glass half empty versus glass half full kind of moment, because you're criticizing these people, trying to make them better, but I would argue it's having an opposite effect.
Is it though? Who are you to basically speak on behalf of the animators? I have no right either. And I'm waiting for what they say. And what they've said is that thank you for the criticism. But due to this weird situation, does it feel like they have a gun pointed to their head? You know what I mean? Is this public shaming? That is something that I want to actually talk about. But we can't, because that would make Omaru Animation Team more into the... And you know what? I think that if they got into the drama and rode the hype of the engagement, it would be better for them in the long run. You profit off of this shit. You get more eyes placed onto you. So it's a tricky situation. I don't blame them if they don't want to come out and say something.
You're being very pessimistic, only looking at the negatives instead of the accomplishment as a whole, that they were even able to release something like this.
the statements that I've seen from the Sakugatards mentioned in my videos were literally saying, this is great, but. This is amazing, but. Again, the people that he showed the screenshots to, I'm agreeing with them. Go fuck themselves, man. They don't know what they're talking about.
Instead of criticizing, you should encourage. Take this from someone who's been getting criticized very heavily for 10 years. The encouragement.
I feel like this is just a crash out video of him molding over fucking retard comments, backseating his content creation. He keeps bringing this up as someone that's 10 years, these goddamn monkeys on YouTube comments. I hate them. I hate them. All right, buddy. I hear you, man.
It carried me way more than any criticism ever did. Now, obviously, you don't want to give them an overinflated ego. But like the thing is, guys, they're not asking for criticism and it's free. They're offering you a plate of food.
What is it? Again, do you need, okay. So the consent. Should have they said, I consent to criticism? Are we actually at a place where we become so fucking baby back, bitch? Oh god, that guys, I don't consent to criticism on this project, please. You know what that's gonna do? People are gonna shit on you even more now. What is with this fucking coddling behavior? Like, I want to be respectful, and I've been respectful to the animators there. And so have the Sakugatards. And the people that he clipped out of context, yeah, fuck them though, right? But like, where is the direction? What's the goal? Should we have consent or not in fan animation projects now if we have no money provided?
Food for free. And you know when you go over to a friend's house and they give you food and it doesn't taste good, but you...
Again, another false equivalency, reducing this argument down to an example that does not match the artisan and the connoisseur relationship. The random pizza man and the homeless guy, and this analogy again, does not fully cover the nuances of what's actually happening here.
Still like, yeah, it's great. It's called respect. You know, you don't hurt people's feelings when they're offering you something for free. If you don't like it, you literally can just not watch it. There's a huge difference between paying for a product.
And that's what I did. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? I have no understanding in animation as them. I'm going to mind my own business. But the people that actually do and want to pursue them to get better. Like, it's the fucking mom and the dad here that invited you over for your friends. Are they asking, trying to get better at that? No, this is just giving hospitality. But the pursuit of an artist to hone their craft is a totally different context that Mastar is just omitting. It feels disingenuous. It feels dishonest. Is he doing it intentionally? I don't know. But if you actually think that these analogies line up, are you for real? Like, I'm speaking in very simple terms right now to make you understand, providing separate examples beyond this reduced analogy. This analogy does not capture all the details and is so dishonestly painting a picture where you cannot criticize ever because it's mean.
And getting something for free. If the guys are like, hey, we made this for fun, we appreciate any criticisms, then yeah, by all means, criticize.
Consent, baby. We need the consent card.
But they didn't ask for it. So like, I try not to ever criticize fan animators because like, I know how impossibly difficult this stuff is.
And you know what? Respect. You don't need to criticize. He understands they're going to get a lot of heat for this. He can relate to it because of his 10 years of content creation, and he decided not to. Yeah. And you know, I don't condemn you for that. That's a dub. But if people, and personally, again, I don't know anything, I'm going to step out of the game too. But the people that actually doing what they were talking about, I wouldn't fault them for stepping in, right? All of it seems right to me.
And if you want them to get better, you can do the same thing by literally just encouraging them, keeping them motivated.
How do you do that? Just mindlessly glazing does not address the improvements. The way that the Sakugatars in my videos did it are respectful, encouraging, and to be better. What do you want? Do you want them to just say this? Right? Is this what you want? This is it right here. Where's Omaro Animation came out with the boast, right? That right over here. Right? This is their final thing, and they still real criticism is being taken to heart. Okay, thank you, right? Thank you, and then I just say this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is this the glaze you want?
Thank you,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like this is the encouragement, right? But we're about that is talking about the storyboarding and direction. Like, do you think that this is going to actually make change for improvement?
Inspiring them. Do you know how many fan animators I've inspired on this platform, dude? It's actually crazy. So it's good to inspire fans, encouraging them, keeping them motivated, inspiring them. Do you know how many fan animators I've inspired on this platform, dude? It's actually crazy. So
the fan animators that he's flexing. Shit, 10 years of animation experience, baby. I made those fan animators. Oh god damn, bro, doing more than I could ever.
Do you know how many fan animators I've inspired on this platform, dude? It's actually crazy. So it's good to inspire people. Like take the high frequency route, you know, of like love and encouragement and respect. And the low frequency route is just like criticism and bashing it. Like, dude, they will get the picture. The criticism's gonna come regardless. Like, they're gonna go through the comments and
yeah, so it's gonna come, and they went through and they said, okay, these are acceptable criticism, and I'm gonna filter out the retards.
people are gonna puke all that crap out. But the reason that you're picking on this one in particular to criticize it,
it's trending
on this like sort of high horse where
it's trending,
you're allowed to criticize it, is because it's getting views.
Why don't you make videos about, you know, other fan animations getting canceled or criticized? I'm just saying, like, bro, what do you think we're all doing right now? You specifically made a video to condemn the criticizers of this fan project because it was notable. You're getting viewership off of that. I'm sure you've donated money and supported them, but like, we're all benefiting here. By your own concept and logic, why don't you do that shit for every fucking thing other people have talked about? You don't do that. Because that's not going to get clicks and views, right? I'm sure he's outspoken and wants to say this shit because he truly cares about Omaru Animations and what they've done, for sure. But this whole argumentation of, oh, none of these criticisms fucking matter because trending, rage baiting. Look at the mirror. You and I are doing the same shit.
Like, you know, your ideology is that I can criticize anything and I'm doing this from a place of respect, but it's not respect.
What is
You're trying
it?
to gain views by coattailing their awesome video with some sort of criticism.
I agree with that. Yes. But this doesn't take away from the criticism, right? Those criticisms were valid. The intent probably is to farm the views. It's kind of like this, right? Some people genuinely cannot come over the fact that the intent is the most important thing. For example, Mr. Beast is out there going to a homeless person with the phone. Mr. Beast is like, hey, $500. You have to smile. Smile. Come on. No. Better shot. No, come on. Be more grateful. Get on your knees and start praying. There you go. That's the shot. There it is, Jimmy. We got the thumbnail. So in this example, the intent is they are trying to milk this shit. It's so dishonest. You think they give a fuck about the homeless person? They're trying to make a video, baby. But the outcome was the homeless person getting $500 at the end. And his life probably improved. Probably not. He probably went and bought alcohols and drugs and became a bigger bum. I care about the outcome because online intent, it's all just fucking a veil of rage baiting, grifting, dishonest people, whatever. So I just stripped that away. I care about what is the outcome that happened. And the outcome was the animators getting proper critique to improve their art. Even if there was engagement farming as the main priority, if the criticism was valid, then, hey man, that's game.
And I know that's the truth because you're not criticizing fan animations that have 1,000 views. You're just criticizing the popular one because it's getting popular. And
why aren't you making videos about those people? Those 1,000 views criticism that you're condemning, right? Why aren't you making videos protecting those fan animators? Do you not care about them? Because you are playing the same game as them. This comes off hypocritical. It's not a good.
And you either don't like the fact that it's popular, probably because you're self-conscious about your own animation, or
maybe, yeah, probably. I'm sure there's a lot of insecure people that feels threatened by Omaru Animations, yeah.
you're just trying to get views by shitting on something amazing that the community made together.
Yeah, probably.
Which is, you know, it's like rage bait. It's like just getting views off negativity. And dude, that shit will consume you alive.
True.
I just think in general, like we as a community, we have to do way better. We have to encourage each other and inspire each other. It's not a competition. Like we can all love these videos together and be friends. Literally, like we don't have to bash each other.
Doesn't he like bash two specific people in this video? Apparently he edited out probably pretentious's tweets. I don't know. The more I just hear this guy preach, it's like, we want to be better. Let's uplift people. All he's doing is picking the most insane people from the opposite spectrums and just bash, while dishonestly and disingenuously ignoring the reasonable, actual like nuances and details. I don't know, man.
It's just that like everybody feels like they're an expert in the anime community now, but like less than 10 years ago, it was not like this. Nobody knew shit about animation.
Yeah, it's because social media, bro. 10 years ago, social media was not this developed. The algorithm wasn't like this, right? Like people also have been growing up, and I'm telling you, right? People didn't change. Technology improves, and then basically now you have more insane people that realizes negative engagement is the way to fucking farm online, and that's why they rat off of it, right?
10 years ago on YouTube. And then all these channels, me included, started to pop up and explain the animation process to everyone. And now everybody thinks they're an expert because they saw, you know, Solo Leveling in the Chainsaw Man movie.
Hell yeah.
They think like they are the arbiter of truth about what is good and good not animation. I mean, so much of animation is subjective. It's just how your brain is able to process the information versus someone else. Maybe someone else's brain is able to process it better. Like there were so many comments on this from people like, I can't see what's going on. I can't tell what's going on. Dude, I could perfectly tell what's going on. That's why I was freaking out when I reacted to it.
Hype.
So to me, that sounds like a skill issue. But more
we going to a skill issue, baby. Oh, yes. Skill issue. What can I say? Like I mentioned it right in the video. I feel like I'm Krillin. I feel like I'm Piccolo in the middle of the Cell games. I'm seeing Cell fight Goku and Gohan. I don't see shit though. What am I looking at? My eyes, I'm not on his power level. Mastar's power scaling for Sakuga far out exceeds mine.
More importantly, I understand what these guys were just trying to do. They were trying to replicate their favorite animators, have fun with the project, do something incredibly high speed. Okay, the focus of this was speed, and I believe that they pulled it off. This thing is pure speed. You guys are saying it's too much speed, but they're not trying to make a real anime production for you.
That's right. It's a fan project where they just wanted to go all fucking out, just a highlight reel popping off. We don't care about storyboard. There was no storyboard. That's what they said, right? We just want to do our thing and pop off, and it was great to see.
Do you understand? Like this is like this entitlement that people have, like that they have to cater to your specifications. They don't have to cater to anything.
Yeah. And then we can move on like adults. Like you're crying about a schizo kids rage baiting with Sakuga Tards giving actual criticism. You're gonna make this worse. You cry like this shit, they see that, oh, you can bleed, huh? This is how you react. Okay, we're gonna be even more fucking annoying later on. Like, that's how things work, man. This is not the way to, like, put out a fire. If anything, we're putting gasoline oil on it right now.
Or anyone. They're making a fun, free YouTube video to put on, you know, to just have a good time. They don't have to cater to you. Nobody has to cater to you.
Agreed. They don't have to. They don't need to. But if they think that the advice was proper and it's actually insightful, then they'll take that. Again, it's up to them. I'm not going to speak on their behalf, the animators.
It's a huge mentality issue, man. When you think people have to change to fit your...
You think he's bald? I've been looking at his head for a while. Like, is that a do-rag? It's a hat. Is he bald? You know what we do to bald people in this chat?
Standards. That just makes you an asshole, a Karen, and a social justice warrior.
I think you're being a Karen and a social justice warrior, though. You're getting mad and triggered, asking for consent over a fucking criticism of fan project online, crying because people are saying mean things online. That's the internet, and if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. You then virtue signal of, we need to uplift the people. We need to be better with this shit. They didn't ask for this. You're doing that. It's crazy. I'm just listening to the words, but the actions contradict, and I'm like, do you see how you're being presented right now?
And nobody likes that. You can literally accomplish the goal if your goal is actually genuine, and that's to help them improve.
Yeah.
You can do that by encouraging them. You know how
yeah, encouraging them with constructive criticism that acknowledges their work and then goes off with that. Now, I don't know how Mastar feels about those tweets specific about the Sakuga Tards, because bulk of his anger and rage and frustration is pointed towards those retard children who are simply rage baiting, which I am all for. I want to understand again what he thinks about the Sakuga Tards advice, which were respectful, as well as this notion of, if you don't have money in the game, shut the fuck up, right? I want to hear about those principles because, again, it feels very arbitrary. It feels very subjective that he kind of created on the spot.
Have to glaze their nuts and give them an ego, but there are ways that you can be positive and accomplish the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's go.
Why does it keep focusing on the most extreme examples? Because those are absolute win conditions. All you got to do, right, to just write off a controversy is pick the most insane people and then basically farm them and say, this is how everyone is like that. And then people generalize, right? The entire animation community is like this. Wow. Look at how I do it. I do the same shit. I hone in on the fucking schizos and then I say, these are the vocal minority. They don't represent the greater fandom. Never get it twisted. This is for entertainment. That's the difference.
Go through some of these comments because I want to give you guys some examples of the stuff that I'm talking
Glonky!
about. A whole lot of armchair animators in the comments who couldn't make something like this if their life depended.
True. Glonky's probably right.
On it. This is my biggest gripe with animation criticism is that it's so niche. Like, we love to watch the end product, but the actual process of creating it will break you. Literally, it can kill you. It's so hard to make like anime level stuff. I mean,
nah, reacting to anime, yapping for 8 hours a day, every day on stream is harder. Get a real job. Out of touch animators, man. Telling me what a real job is.
And there is cases of animators being wheeled out in ambulances from overwork. Like, it's...
Yeah, well, yesterday after stream, I was so tired, I had to take a nap. And then I woke up and then I went to Popeyes. And then I took another nap. Won't anyone think about me and my struggles?
That bad. It requires just a stupid amount of time and skill.
Animations like this are pretty enjoyable. I don't know why people on Twitter are cherry picking on mistakes. This fan animation has just so they can criticize the mainstream media like usual. This is fan animation. It's bound to have flaws. But for what it's amazing. Yes, it is amazing. It is amazing. People are cherry picking. Some because they want to feel pretentious and elitist. Some with actual concerns to make it better because they see potential in this. Criticism is not hate. It is proof that you are worth it, that your talents do matter.
Skill to make it. Animators like this are pretty enjoyable. I don't know why people on Twitter cherry pick on mistakes. This is a fan animation. It's a fan animation. It's bound to have flaws, but for what it's worth, it's amazing. Yeah, see, guys, there's a huge issue. We should not be critiquing fan animations against real anime, which have teams of anywhere between 400 to 2.
We should never. You know what? What if we just compare the industry? One of my favorite comments in this video, right, is Nicholas Light just saying, yo, the industry should be embarrassed at themselves, man. I can't find a video right now, but you're right. Mastar? Yeah, true. I agree.
2,000 people with, you know, this huge production process. Like as one guy or a small team of guys, you cannot do all the things that an animation studio does. Like, and people always want more. They're like, oh, well, you should have had a supervisor. You should have had a better director storyboarding it. You should have had better voice acting. Like, it should have been longer. People will always ask you for more. And this is one of the most difficult things with making animation is that it is literally...
Did we skip the why are you guys spamming 2,000? What are you guys talking about 402,000 about? Did we skip the... He edited this video. There was a part where he apparently went in on Probably Pretentious's previous project because Probably Pretentious, which is crazy because, again, right, if you look at the context of Probably Pretentious's tweet, right? Again, this is the reason why I'm saying, like, you want to see real fucking, like, hey, this is it. Right? This shit right here, right? I dislike critiquing fan animation because I know firsthand how difficult making stuff without proper production team is. I just wish artists would prioritize getting someone who's decent at actually storyboarding before investing so much time and energy into a project. He's looking out for them. He wants to provide them better, right? This seems so lukewarm. It seems so normal. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, what happened? What happened? You know, there's a tweet here I'm going to pull up, right? Where is this tweet where... Yeah. So Mastar, I think, realized his mistakes. You said, you know, firsthand, meaning you've worked on a production that's dishonest, right? And then it's just like this. And there was another tweet too. There's another tweet too. If you look at Probably Pretentious, ooh, he's a fan of Jean, right? If you look at their bio, sorry, I feel like I'm kind of just voyeuring right now. This is the part of the video I think that got edited. I think the biggest issue right now is that Mastar has light mode for YouTube. That's fucking crazy. But very funny line of reasoning. I'm not an animator, nor do I have any inspirations to be. I do like storyboarding and will take on any opportunities I get in that field. I just fail to see how this is relevant. Are you implying I made the same storyboard mistakes? Because even then I didn't. Blah, blah, talking. And you said it firsthand, meaning you've worked on production. That's dishonest, mainly as that row. And I think that he was basically critiquing, right? In any case, I've moved that part from the video. The edit should show up shortly. I wish we could have seen the one that wasn't edited. Would have been more nuclear drama, right? I don't want you getting flooded, just like felt like unnecessary jab. That's entirely your decision. I don't necessarily have a problem with you including it. I put something out publicly, therefore anyone can comment on it. Practice what you preach, right? And that there too, right? The whole notion of why are you criticizing my passion project out there? Practice what you preach. Again, the contradictions. Like if you are going to live and die by these principles, you got to at least exercise them, right?
Really impossible to be 100% satisfied. For example, there's a Studio Ghibli movie where a 4-second scene, an animator worked on it for 15 months. A 4-second.
The craziest part is no one will even recognize this scene. They'll just see a bunch of cluttering of NPCs moving around and they zone out. That's the thing. The people that have awakened their production value, Sakuga Eye, can acknowledge and understand why this matters. But to the average fans, it just goes over their head, right?
Second scene. So there's always more you can be putting into every single second of animation. It's literally never complete until you say, I'm just tired of this. I got to move to the next scene.
Sure.
There's always more shading, more frames, more motion, more detail.
It can be always better.
More movement. There's always more information you can put on every single frame to make it look better. But ultimately, if you listen to everyone and tried to make everything perfect, you would never be able to finish. Like you literally could spend years on a 4-second scene. So you have to just make tons of sacrifices to get the thing finished. It's very, very...
Sounds like One Punch Man Season 3, huh? How they just trying to fucking struggle to get to the finish line. Ah, shit, all right, this is chopped. All right, put it out.
Very difficult to actually finish an animation that's like 10 plus minutes long. Like, yeah, you can start it, you can conceptualize it, you can draw some sketches. That doesn't mean anything. The only thing that really matters is, did you make a final product? And I know anime producers, and one of them told me, we release anime at like 70% satisfaction. There's just not enough time. There's too many details. You can perfect every second forever. So you have to get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm satisfied with this scene. On to the next one.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'll be working on this thing for literally ever.
Where are we going with this?
The issue is that the criticism is constantly asking you for more. As the animator themselves, they know there could be more. They know they may have messed up this scene or they could have did it better, but this is like the best that they could do with the time and resources they had.
I think this is fundamentally wrong too, this argumentation, because with the advice and the criticism, this isn't like telling them add on more. They're saying, before you even start, let's change the structure and the template of this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this isn't saying add on more to this shit, more. They are saying have a different like storyboarding and direction template, right? Just basically, you can, like, the amount of effort they put in might even be less. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating right now. Like, this isn't adding on more. They're saying before you even started it, right? Next time, just have a different structure and flow. I think it could be even better. And again, right? It's up to the artists themselves at the end to take that and filter it out. So what's the argument here? That like, because there can always be more that you could do for animation, and therefore you should, all criticism is moot? Like, what's the logic? You're trying to build up a case of this is never ending. There's never enough time. And there's so many people commenting, therefore shut the fuck up.
Probably got burnt out at some point and just want to finish it and to wrap it all up into a package and finish it with full sound and compositing and everything. Dude, I'm telling you, it's really hard. Like,
I agree. Yeah, I believe you.
It's not meant to be done by a really tiny team. And the only thing that makes these things possible is just pure love and passion for the property and for animation in general. And these guys just love Sakuga. They're just like, we're gonna make the whole damn thing Sakuga. Which, you know, for Sakuga fans, I mean, that's what they like. They made it for Sakuga fans. They didn't make it for you. And I think that's awesome that they just made...
It's kind of funny how they say they made it for Sakuga fans, they didn't make it for you. And the Sakuga fans themselves are the ones giving criticism, right? This isn't random average, you know, anime tourist #1 Jimmy that watched Demon Slayer and thinks he knows what, you know, animation is. These are like sweat lords that are in the fucking trenches of Sakuga Buru every fucking moment of their life, dedicating themselves for this age, you know, to understand animation.
Something really fun for kind of like themselves and for other fans of the medium. They didn't really conform to like the standard anime style that like, it's like everybody's trying to force them to follow this process, which by the way, I don't storyboard either. I mean, I get like people ask me, why don't you hire voice actors? Why don't you make it longer? Why don't you hire all these people? It's like, dude, nobody's paying us to make this stuff.
Yeah, it's a fan-funded project. I'm going to do lightweight work by myself. Why would I bring in so much technical overhead?
How am I supposed to hire a full team? Like, people don't seem to grasp the concept that like we can't spend $100,000 to make a YouTube video that makes like $2,000.
Yep.
Like we can't do
that's
that.
How it
like,
works.
That's what people ask. They want more frames. They want a 1 hour long fan animation. You know, like they don't even understand what they're asking you for. And this is just an example of, you know, the comments are everywhere. It's a bang.
Again, same screenshot of the same people. Akaza is a fucking idiot. We know.
It's ass. And it's just literally like one after another. Positive, negative, positive, negative. So who are you supposed to listen to, right? Like,
I would give, like, why are you treating the animators like retards? Don't you think they'd be able to figure out for themselves what actual good advice is? In fact, by your own words, nothing matters other than engagement, right? The only way you can see is the clout. And Chromafire fucking banged with that tweet, showing there is significant, like, backing of this idea presented by a Sakuga-tard. Why are you saying poor animator Omaro, they're too stupid, they can't figure out, you know, it's too much information overload. Nah, they can realize for themselves what's appropriate, what's not.
That's the point. If everyone and their mom floods the comment section with criticism, like who are you supposed to listen to? The choreography.
Let's see hacks. All right, read it.
Also needs work. It's hard to understand what's going on and lacks a sense of proper weight and momentum on each hit, which in turn leaves the camera feeling dizzying. The team has great skills. They just lacked a storyboarder to improve it.
Acknowledges that the team lacked a storyboarder, which literally is the case. They didn't have one, and it could be better, right? You got great skills. Now, are you going to take this as, oh my God, rage baiter, or is this valid criticism?
Basically, it has a lot of visual pollution, almost a bit epileptic with the camera going everywhere and impact frames and flashy lights. And he doesn't like the impact frames and the weight, essentially. Somebody saying something like this, like, dude, adding weight to your animated punch or attack is difficult. It requires practice and study. Like you have to learn how to slow frames up and then speed them up and then re-slow them down and then do like delayed reaction. There's all sorts of elements that go into weight. And so this is a perfect example of someone who has watched a lot of anime and they're like, oh, you should be able to do that. Like what?
Comes off pretentious, comes off snobby. I have no actual like understanding of what they're talking about in that detail. So let him speak.
Why is it so hard for people to understand that these guys are just learning? Why can't you just let them learn and practice and have fun? So that's what I don't understand.
Because they want to improve their process rather than blindly going in circles, maybe not realizing the faults that they have. If there was somebody that actually understood what was wrong with it, and if it was accurate, then it'd be helpful. That's the entire process. I don't know enough to say if Hax was right, so that's where I'm at with that.
This is what 14-year-olds whose first and favorite anime is Solo Leveling think is good animation.
Yeah, this is a... Chopper, you baiting with this. This is a very pretentious tweet, huh? No actual, like, criticism of what could be improved. Just shitting on Unga Bunga fans. Yeah, this is actual rage baiting hate.
There's no issue with actual constructive criticism. It's useful. However, most of the criticism they're getting is jealous and snide remarks labeled as constructive.
Yeah, I bet you there are cases like that. Again, the intent, right? I don't really care. I already explained why. Was the criticism good or not, though?
I'd have to agree with that. Just more examples of people saying that it's a masterpiece, it's amazing, one of the best fan animation I've ever seen. Can't believe people are bitching about storyboarding. Which, yeah, by the way, like, yeah, they didn't hire a director to come like storyboard the thing for them. They just wanted to make a lot of intense, high action scenes, have fun together, and then smash them all together somehow.
Yeah.
And they did it, and it somehow works.
It's popping off. It's over 2 million views. It's like #2 trending in media and arts right now on YouTube. They're killing it, man. I hope all the success to them.
I mean, I know a lot of people are saying it doesn't work, and that's like their main criticism. But I mean, if you just look at the views, people like it. People are sharing it like crazy. So I think that speaks for itself. Animation is when...
No one's saying it's bad, by the way, of the actual reasonable people. Yeah, there's fucking idiots out there, right? I don't talk about them. No one is denying that it's amazing. Absolutely, it's amazing. They're saying it could be even better, right?
Every frame is an impact frame. You cannot hate shonen slop enough.
Ari, come on. Ari, what? Bait used to be believable.
So yeah, they're getting heavily criticized for all the impact frames, but like,
that's not criticism. That's just blind hate. You had nah. These are these are just actual snarky comments made to just hate, right? They're rage baiting. There was no advice provided there.
Whatever, man. It's like we watch One Punch season 3 and people are like, there's not enough impact frames. There's not enough frames. So now we get a fan animation that's literally pure frames and impact frames, and that's not good enough either. The people want you to meet some happy medium for them. And I guarantee you, if you met that happy medium, everybody's still complaining. Zero choreography, zero sense of motion, just flashes an impact frame.
Feels very, again, cocky, snide. No, advice other than too much of this, too much of that.
Don't agree at all. Colors are beautiful. Sound effects are perfect. Strong sense of movement.
Great.
Far too many impact frames.
There it is. Borsalino Kizaru actually providing constructive criticism without being an asshole.
Making the action hard to follow. Flashy colors for 2 minutes is not good animation. There's such a thing as too much animation, which, yeah, that can be true, actually. But these guys, these guys wanted a lot of animation. Like, they made this for themselves, and I applaud them for that. You don't have to conform to these people. Just do what you want. And
yeah. And again, you don't have to speak on they can do whatever they want, right? Like, it's their choice, and these videos are not going to stop people from criticizing. It's going to make more people from criticizing.
And if you're passionate about it and you love it, you'll make something great, and then because other people will see your passion and they'll like it too. I mean, how do you think I got big with anime, where I was so passionate about it? Yeah, I had a lot of people criticizing me.
Yeah.
But because I was passionate about it, other people became passionate about it.
Great.
You don't have to listen to criticizers. If you're not hurting anyone, dude, and you're just having fun and learning and practicing, fuck these people.
Sure, but is that their intent? If they're just having fun and they don't care about improving, sure. But are these people that are artisans that wants to hone in their craft and truly take their potential to the next level? To then criticize, again, the criticism is basically synonymous to hate here in Mastar's vocabulary. I think criticism is actually something you should be grateful for. You're privileged that you even got a criticism, genuine criticism from people that know what they're doing that could help you get even better. Information being locked away, granted onto you because people believe in your work. I just don't understand this entitlement, man.
I think if you have not read the manga of this fight, your criticism of the animation means nothing to me, really. This conveys the exact feeling you get when reading the fight. It's the only time nothing but flashy noises is the proper storytelling for this scene.
I reacted to this manga live, and I was one of the people that had the most viewership for this chapter when it aired on that day. Unfortunately, that channel's deleted now, but the real ones know about One Punch Man manga reactions. I didn't feel that way. I didn't. No. When I'm reading it, I'm entertaining, and I'm taking the proper chance to take in and everything happening. But I guess if you're flipping through the fucking manga, maybe it's gonna look like that to you.
And yeah, I'd have to agree there, actually, because this fight on Jupiter, like, they're moving so fast, everything's just blowing apart. And I love the fact that they were able to capture the speed, because like that's ultimately like the two superpowers of the One Punch Man universe are going at it. Like, we want to see some damn speed.
I agree, it should be hype, it should be impactful, but at this point, this concept of speed is very subjective, right? And if you like that shit, go ahead. I love speed too. But they're saying there can be a better usage of like the cadence and the tempo of when these impact frames happen, such that each individual hits are fucking flash, just amazing. Like I think the main argument of the Sakugatars are, there is no sense of tempo when using the impact frames. Therefore, it feels like you're ulting all the time rather than setting some stuff up. You're not saying wait 5 minutes. It's just saying take a couple seconds to breathe and relax, to appreciate what just happened and blow up again, right? I think that's what could have been done with better storyboarding and actual direction. And I feel like that's a very fair criticism, even from an amateur monkey like me.
Right? And they gave it to us. In my eyes, the motion is good and the fatigue is evident on it. The inspiration from Nakamura, but the impact frames are so numerous they lose their value. And the motion is always at its extreme. There's no pause to see what's happening on
literally what I just said, right? This is the most normie talking point I think a lot of people are saying, criticizing this fan project.
the screen, and to focus on a specific attack. Not all of them carry the same impact. It's very fast, except for the last scene. Thing is, some people aren't even doing constructive criticism.
True.
They're just straight up trashing it. A constructive criticism should have what you liked, what you didn't like, tips, how to improve.
There it is.
And they're saying, no, it's just straight up ass. And yeah, that's the issue. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and all of Mastar's hatred for those people, I absolutely agree with it too.
In fact, whenever I criticize someone, I usually try to only criticize if they...
Where's Chromafire and fucking proper pretentious plurate? Man, I feel like this video is kind of like, it could have been way more juicy if we brought them in, because like their comments, right, their criticisms was literally following in the guideline and principles of what Sonic Guy just said that Mastar also agrees with. So I just don't understand why Mastar is so angry at those two, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. People are saying it's edited out.
Ask for it. As a general rule, I don't criticize people usually unless they ask for it.
Consent!
And as a general rule, if I'm going to criticize someone, I always start off with the positives first.
Yeah.
So this is like a little life hack.
Like what, you know, Chromafire did, like what Proper Pretentious did, right?
If you actually want people to listen to you more, if you're going to talk about something they're doing wrong, tell them what they're doing right first.
Yeah,
it
true.
will open their ears to being more receptive to you. It's just a little hack, and it works.
Oh, here we go! Here we go!
Wonders. While the animation is skillful, it lacks...
There it is. So, opens up with the good parts. Short, but present. Animation is skillful and then provides further context. Let's see this.
...to you. It's just a little hack, and it works wonders. While the animation is skillful, it lacks action direction. The idea here seems to be spamming impact frames without any sense of pacing or overall scene construction. See, the problem with these kind of comments is that, like, they're expecting a small team of amateur...
Am I crazy? He edited this video this way too. You literally just acknowledged Sonic's statement saying, hey, here's a life hack, man. Listen up. Open with positive, then provide what could have been done better. Chromafire literally does that. You know what the problem is? We needed a bit more glaze. Chromafire should have said thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you a bit more, and then went in then.
Animators doing this for free to have the capabilities of an anime studio. And the other thing is they don't apply these kinds of comments to fan animations that have low views. So I just feel like this is like very disingenuous.
Just like this video where, again, you wouldn't go out to bat for those other fan animators getting criticism because no one cares about that, right? There's no engagement. Again, I don't care about the intent. You're farming, I'm farming. Let's fucking work off of each other. This is great. I care about the outcome. What's the outcome? You're focusing on the dishonest, like, trend baiting, you know, engagement impression that we're all guilty of. So what was the outcome at the end? The outcome was an actual constructive criticism that applies in your own rule set, your life hack. I don't get this.
Comes from a place of ignorance because they think that a small group of kids, probably most of them like in high school, should have the ability to hire all of these people and make a major production because you're putting it on the internet. Did you know how much dog shit is on YouTube?
A lot.
They'll get better with time. Just encourage them and let them cook.
And that's what they're trying to do rather than let them fucking keep. Here's an example. Maybe it's a terrible example, but like these dudes are out there cutting a tree with a fucking wooden spoon, and it's not working. Chromafire shows up and says, hey, nice cutting skills. You know what? Use this chainsaw. I bet it's going to be better. So this example, very crude, very generalized, is providing you can actually help them expedite their speed to realize their full potential if they know what they're doing. To just ignore that and say, let them get better on themselves. Do you really have their best intent of their talent and career? I feel like in the road to greatness, you gotta set that ego aside. There's gonna be retards that you filter out, but it's fine. You're gonna see honest, genuine advice and you take that to better yourself. I don't get where he's going with this, man.
On YouTube, they'll get better with time. Just encourage them and let them cook, you know? And like these guys study a lot, obviously. They study Nakamura and Vincent Chansard. They probably got Sakuga Mads playing on replay on their second monitor, but they'll get better. People never really gave me a chance, man. They attacked me so much, and it's like...
I feel like, again, this is a very personal crash out video of his 10 years of hate comments. Why do you have anything to do? Because he's trying to provide his like own life experience as an animator and to overlay it onto this example, which is definitely like one-to-one. This is something that I could never do because I'm not an animator, but I feel like there's a bit of like a chip on his shoulder of the hatred of the comments.
They'll get better. People never really gave me a chance, man. They attacked me so much, and it's like they never really gave me a chance to learn. And that's one of the things that like I got better over time.
Why wouldn't you have the chance to learn criticism? Because they're hating on you and you haven't prepared enough to meet their expectations there. The retards that's hating on you, fuck them. But the people that are criticizing, they're not scolding you. They're like, you have talent. You can do this. Here's how you be better. To not take that advice out of your ego and to say, la, 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 I don't care, and say, let me time to cook. Your cooking speed might be faster if you took the criticism.
Because everybody and their mom criticized me, but because I practiced, I studied, I experimented, I had faith in myself.
Great.
And I got better eventually. Like
Great.
I didn't need anybody's permission. And if I listened to
Maybe you would be even better if you took those advice and knew exactly what to study more optimally. I don't get it. Am I out of touch? I don't know anything. But I have a platform and a degree, some sort of influence to actually get industry insights and experts to tell me what's up. And I use those receipts as reference. I don't know everything. And therefore, if I just practice by myself, it's going to take a long time. You take in other people trying to help you out as constructive criticism and you build off of that, the rate of your growth will be way higher. The trajectory will skyrocket compared to someone that has no idea, going in circles, grinding and grinding. Working hard doesn't get you anywhere. That's the base minimum anyone can do. Working smart is actually how you make improvements. Again, in the example I provide, I always say this in the YouTube algorithm videos too, where I talk about performance. You have a retard out there grinding, making 24 videos a day, basically wondering, why don't I get views? I'm covering all these different animes. Why am I not getting anime reaction views like you? This guy is out there trying to chop a tree with a wooden spoon. I come out of nowhere with the fucking chainsaw, cut that shit in a minute and move on. The person with the wooden spoon, if they were an egotistical bitch, would say, unfair. Fuck this guy. Why does he deserve to do that? And other people say, he used a chainsaw, man. There's a different tool you should learn. Criticism! Hate! Let me cook! Let me cook! What are we fucking doing here?
every single comment ever on my YouTube channel, I would never get anything done because everybody asks for different things. Everybody wants something different for the most part. You just have to do what you love and fuck everyone else.
And you know what? If that's the way you want to do it, go ahead. None of my business to tell you how to live your fucking life. Same with the animators. If they want to take the criticism to heart and get better, go ahead. Not my place to say anything. These are just individual philosophies clashing with each other. You live the way you want.
Literally, that's what you have to do. And if you love it, and you'll make something good, and then people will follow. That's the secret. All this criticism shit, waste of time, waste of energy, in my opinion. I mean, unless they're actually...
Like, I could actually agree with this guy entirely if he didn't, like, single out Chromafire's tweet there. That is the most condemning thing about this video. Because the framework of this video and the judgment that he is presenting is on the fucking retards on the extreme end of the spectrum. To then lead in saying, here's a life hack, and then immediately contradict that life hack while reading out a tweet that was constructive criticism completely foils your entire argument of directing the hate towards those crazies. I don't get it, bro. I genuinely don't get it.
Actually selling this, you know, but they're not selling it. You can be critical of something, but at the same time still appreciate the talent and hard work that went into the project.
True.
And that is something that I hardly see. In a time where everyone is so anti-AI and pro-human, you guys seem to scare new artists away.
Coddling? Baby bitch? Or take the fucking advice like a man and be better? Again, a different way in living attitude, right? I'm more harsh with the way that I present myself. Maybe they can't handle the criticism. They're going to cry and quit. I don't know, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All this hate for AI. Everybody's talking about AI art, stealing all the artist jobs. And then you have a team actually create something with no AI and you guys still shit on it. You guys are just shitting on everything.
It's the intro part.
And it sucks. It makes everybody's life suck. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Why don't we start encouraging people and being nicer to each other? Like, it's really easy, actually. All right, so I hope I got the point through. Yeah, this subject is near and dear to my heart, man. I mean, because I've been getting criticized so heavily for the past 10 years, it just feels like it gets to a point where...
I think this is a personal video. I know he wants to bring his, personal life into it, but like, he just keeps going back to me.
It feels like no matter what you do, you're never good enough. And what I'm trying to tell these boys is that you guys are good enough. You're amazing.
They are
the
amazing.
The fact that you are able to build something is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's amazing. And I think probably half of these negative comments are from people who are jealous that you were actually able to produce something that's getting so many views and so much hype. I'm happy your YouTube channel is blowing up. You deserve it. And probably maybe 1 out of every 100 criticism comments you should actually take to heart.
Yeah, and you showed the 1 out of 100. You did. There's a reason why the 1 out of 100, post also got like 1 million fucking impressions with like over 30,000 likes. By your own words, there's too many fucking bullshit out there, right? So look at the clout, look at the number of motion.
It's actually like good feedback. So just be careful with what you absorb and don't grow an ego, because that will eventually destroy you. So you kind of just have to stay humble, keep practicing, keep learning. But if you need to turn the comments off to preserve your mental stability, don't be afraid to do that. Like, literally, like, sometimes you'll just see so many retard comments. You're just like, I can't read this stuff. And so do whatever you have to do to preserve your mental health and keep producing animation, and make sure you enjoy it. Don't listen to anyone telling you that you have to change for them. Fuck them. Do what you love. All right, I'm glad we had a talk. And remember, if somebody's giving you something for free, have a little respect and thank them, even if you don't like it, just like you would do at a friend's house if they fed you dinner.
I think that his analogies are extremely weak. I think there's a lot of false equivalencies happening and completely disingenuously ignoring the nuances in the relationship of this fan animation and the criticizers. This is not a homeless person getting fed free pizza by a person that doesn't really care about their pizza making skills. This is not you going to your friend's house and getting fed dinner. This is the relationship between connoisseurs of this art that they love and artists that's trying to hone in on their craft. Those type of people will listen to criticism, even if it's free sample. That's how entrepreneurship is done. You're not making money. You go out, you test, listen to the audience. What does your clients think? Listen, and be better and better. This is a much better analogy that is actually including the nuances of what the nature of this relationship is. For the people saying Coronavirus didn't provide enough, right? Yes, this quote retweet, you know what? He glazes, it's too short. And here, he provides criticism, but in a way that it's like, these are the bad parts, right? Rather than saying these are the good parts. Now, it's implicit, right? When you say that you're spamming impact frames, that means don't spam impact frames, right? If you're saying there's no any sense of pacing, reversal, and scene construction, then implicitly you understand that there needs to be some pacing, reversal, and construction. And then a bunch of different tweets that Chromafire, it's like an entire thread, right? Like, I get it if you think that this quote retweet didn't have enough of the constructive criticism to qualify for what Mastar said, but this isn't the only tweet. He kept making an entire thread over and over again explaining what's going on. Did he do this shit for engagement and clout? Absolutely he did. Why wouldn't he? He's farming online. Everybody's farming online. Again, you want to hold yourself to the same standard that you speak of? Practice what you preach. Why aren't you out there making videos like this, protecting small content creator fan animators who are getting criticism for? Because no one cares about that shit, because that's not going to get you views either. So ignore the intent. I care about the outcome. And the outcome is what? The animators themselves pulling up and saying that, like, thank you, right? They're straight up saying, thank you for the criticism, and we'll work on it to get better. Now, it does feel like they have a gun put to their head. I think that they should come out and basically said, fuck your criticism. Amount of animations, if you're listening, and if you want to play with fire, here's my advice: to ride the current trend and go nuclear. Fuck these retards trying to criticize our art. We know we're good. You're unnecessary. Thank you. Done. That shit gonna fucking new. Now their PR and brand kind of hurts then, right? And this might be a brand risk. Like these people are not independent YouTube channels like me. They're trying to like get into the industry and have some professional work. It's not gonna reflect too well upon themselves, right? But if I was in their position and I was indie, that's the way that I go on about it. All I care about at the end of the day is this. If they're consenting, why does his or my opinion matter? I only care about what the animators themselves are saying. And we'll never really know that, because they can't make a public statement out right now, or it's going to fan the flames even more. Mastar, I think, has good intents. I think that he is very into One Punch Man, covers a lot of One Punch Man content, fan animation stuff, and he's an animator at heart. He's frustrated because there's so many fucking retards out there posting stupid comments they have no idea about, being backseated. At the end of the day, he loves One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. We are Sakuga fans. And I think we should just leave it there, right? We should just leave it there. The analogies, the differences in ideologies, we can have arguments. Grown adults can have arguments and move past that. Let's instead drive this traffic and engagement towards Omaru Animations and their team so they can succeed even more while we farm the drama. Please check out Mastar's video. Linked in the video right over here. Go give it a like if you enjoyed it. Check out his other content for stuff like this. See you next time.